There's a war going on. There's the people who eat meat and everything nice. Tasty meals that consist of anything. Then there's another group of people who subsist on a vegetarian diet. Only vegetables, no meat. For me, you're killing animals. Heard those before? Yes, I was that for 29 years. And then there is this group that call themselves cooked vegan. I was that too. Alright? So after 29 years of being vegetarian, I went to being cooked vegan. No milk for me, no cheese. Vegetarian is good, but you know what? I am vegan. So I used it before to hurt myself more than others. My vegetarian friends would look up at me and say, really? Are you really vegan? As if it's something that is so difficult to do, and I'm able to do it. And guess what? I'm the star, you see. So then there's another group that calls themselves raw vegan. Excuse me, I am not eating cooked food. No, that's bad for you. I am eating raw, all raw. So how do you see me if I say that to you? I don't eat your food, I eat raw vegetables and fruits only. What would you think of me? Yes, sir. It can be, but wouldn't you think, oh man, how can she do that? That's great, right? So you would put yourself somewhere down below me and you will kind of say, oh, she can do that. She can do that. She's okay. But there's also another kind of people, just like you, sir. Maybe say, that's difficult to do. No, you're punishing yourself. So there's always these two groups waging war on each other. But it's actually not them. It's actually the processing of information inside their mind. You see, because we have opinions, and usually our opinion is either it's good or it's bad. And here, wait, I'm not done yet. Yes, there is another diet, and you might not know them. The Breatharian diet. Do you know anything about them? No, these people only eat 1 tablespoon of food in a week. And they claim, because of that, I am better than you guys. I am not eating. See? You are part of the old generation. Guess why I know? I also investigated that. I did not eat nor drink for 3.5 days. Yes. And the first day, I was ready to die and lie down on my coffin because I felt like that, dying. The second day is history. I will actually talk about that in another speech. But for this speech, I want to look at the word die yet. Are you dying yet? Sounds like that, right? That's exactly why I went into a healthy diet. Because I thought, I do not like to die. I do not like to actually get sick. And guess what? I want to go to a healthy diet. Want to adopt a healthy diet. But even if there are differences, there are actually common points. Number one is, of course, that fear of getting sick. Number one. Number two is we all get into a sort of emotional or feeling state. Just like sometimes we're in an apathy. I don't care what I eat. Right? But then at the middle of all this, we are creating different opinions about something that is so the same. What is that? Nutrients. All diets have got nutrients, even air. We forgot the basic points. So I want to leave you with that. And I open the table for question and answers. this is the best part. Who wants to shoot me one question? Yes, sir.
So what was that last thing you said they had
They
smallest
all-
portion of food per week? How small a portion is that?
1 tablespoon of food in a week. Some of them have 1 McDonald's in a week, a Big Mac in a week, and Coke. You see. So,
That's supposed to be enough to sustain life.
well, when I tested this, I experienced on the second day of my 3-day vegetarian journey that on the second day my body starts to actually like it. And the third day I got scared because if I remain like this, my family and friends wouldn't have a social life with me. I wouldn't have a social life with them. So, of course, I corrected that in the end and had a look. I had a look actually. I walked back. I said, what have I missed here? There is something that is wrong. If healthy eating is good, then I should not have cancer, correct? Because I was diagnosed with cancer out in the middle of a healthy eating craze. Now, I said, if this is not good after all because I had cancer, well, let me try not eating. But if not eating is not gonna give me a social life, then it's not good either. So where does that leave me? So I have to walk back. I embraced meat again. Guess what happened? My desire for meat came back. I thought I don't have them anymore. And then I got fat, 155 pounds. Then I told myself, I will not follow what is being said in the internet anymore by any diet. What I got to do is journal my food. I did. And guess what? After a month of eating a little bit of fruit, a little bit of veggies, and a little bit of meat, I lost 9.3 pounds without adhering to any diet. I just worked on my weight and then looked at the food. I adjusted, I recalculated as I go, just like your GPS. Isn't that common sense? That common sense works. So any other question? From the ladies, I guess there must be a lot of questions. Yes, sir.
Well, it seems like you've researched a lot of different diets. In your research, what in your opinion kind of aligns with you the most, or what do you see as the best one, for lack of better term? Which do you prefer?
Right. I wouldn't say there is a best one. I would say that what we missed is one thing. Even the scientists are saying, I studied this group of people and this is what I found and you should eat this. What's the false data? It's actually like spotting the false data that is being given to you out there. The false data is that we have the same DNA makeups as this group of people. We don't. We have a very individual DNA makeup. Because what? We have different sets of mothers and fathers that gave us that DNA or that genes. You see what I mean? So unfortunately, we have to do our journaling ourselves. Isn't that fun? So for me, right now, I spearheaded a program called 3 Years Body Age Reset, which means I'm only eating a little bit of fruits, vegetables, and meat together. And sometimes when the body says, I need this food, whatever it is, I get it. But I know my portions because I journal and I look at my weight. And also one time, I investigated on my blood sugar and I used the diabetic monitor. I'm not diabetic, but I did use it just so I can direct myself, for myself, by myself, you see. And that set me free. Any other question? Yes, sir.
You talk about monitoring. psychologically aware of our body.
Correct.
In other words, what does my body feel like if I'm hyper or hypoglycemic? In other words, the body has been around for several millions of years, so there's got to be some sort of biofeedback mechanism that interacts with our brain that says, we're in good health or not in good health or something's out of balance. Do you find any of that in your research?
Good question. What I found out is this, that there is the body, the mind, and the being. When that conflicts, then there's a big stress that is created in the body. And that means when I say, no, not that food, hey, look at my eyes. No, not that food. It dilates. My heart pumps more because I saw meat and I'm supposed to be raw vegan. You see? So it creates a stress. So in other words, that is emotional and feeling energy. And sometimes I say, oh, vegan food, thank you so much for, and that's feeling energy. So negative and positive, emotional and feeling energy. But then that belongs to me as the mind, right? And I am here as the being. And I am here as the body. So here's me as the body saying, well, look, the nutrition that you get from the air, like the breatharians, and the nutrition you get from vegetables and animals, really pork has got vitamin B12, for example. Yeah. So you mix this together, put this together, and create using the platforms that is available in the internet. I used a USDA platform where I was able to compute the amount of vegetables and meat and stuff like that to have complete nutrition, but then I double checked it. Does my body really like this? And so part of me is the me that is directing the body for real, and part of me is reacting to it in my mind. The one that what's her name? Steve is referring to is after my investigation and my journaling, I had the intuition because I already walked it. Now I have real intuition. The intuition that they are talking about normally is mind intuition. The mind brings you to a polarity point of this is good, this is bad. But really, look at the nutrition and mix the nutrition together to give you that whole nutrition that your body needs. That's common sense. I mean, because you yourself has that DNA makeup that needs these certain kinds of foods. And you cannot miss that because you will see it when you journal and when you had a look at all this. So my answer is, you can, but for me, I found out that it happens after the journaling. After, it's actually a self-intimate process that I went through. Oh my God, my body's sugar goes up whenever I eat a plate full of fruits. I did not know that, right? Because somebody says fruit is bad, somebody says fruit is good. But then, guess what I found out? When I don't eat, my sugar rise up. When I drink water for about until 4 o'clock, my sugar rise up. Guess what it is? The mind. So I'm now using a word technology that releases the emotional and feeling context in the way I see food. And so I look at the definitions that I put to food. Let's say food is a substance that gives you nutrition, correct? But if someone says, just like me before, food is entertainment. It's about family. It's about friends. So I advise that you journal to not be driven by others' opinion, either be good or bad, but your own self-directive, self-intimate walking. And guess what? Your relationship with your body becomes, because now you have knowingness and awareness.